Welcome to this BBC News Facebook Live. We're at Grenfell Tower, where the death toll from the fire that swept through the building has now risen to 17. Extraordinary events going on all around us, actually. Many families who've been left homeless by the disaster now being cared for in makeshift centres. I'm just going to ask Tony just to zoom into the building for us. Just to show us what the state of the building is at this point. Quite an extraordinary sight, really. There's still a little bit of smoke coming from the tower. We're just going to have to move out of the way just a second.
Yeah.
Oh, live. Okay. With me is Samir. Samir is chairman of the, or chairwoman, I should say, of the Residents Association from the block next to us.
Yep.
Just underline us for us how you're feeling at this time. What's your reflection on what we're going on?
Very difficult. I think yesterday we mobilized and we didn't realize what was happening, and it struck us this morning as we awoke and we felt overwhelmed with sadness, thinking about the loss of many lives, and we expect that many more people have perished in this terrible fire. So very sad, quite horrific, a difficult experience, but we encouraged by the amazing community spirit here in Kensington and Chelsea, and my neighbours, my friends, the voluntary sector here. People have got together and try and make sense of this tragedy.
Okay, just tell us, you're looking for someone very particular as well, aren't you? Just tell us about that, please, Samir.
Yeah, my daughter is 17, she goes to Holland Park, and her friend Miriam lives in Grenfell Tower. I think she was on the 21st floor. Very early, in the early hours on Thursday, she Snapchat my daughter and other friends saying, "Don't worry, I'm on the roof." So we are hopeful that she's still alive. We understand it was about 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning that Miriam was safe on the roof of the tower. We are begging people to come forward with information. We are looking for Miriam, and we hope she's safe and well, and we are thinking about her.
Okay, well, thoughts and prayers for her and for you at this terrible time. So thank you very much for talking to us. Okay, so if you do have questions and comments, please do put them in the box and we'll try and get through as many of those as we possibly can. Let's just take another look at the tower. Let's just move back. We had to move. Bear with us just for a second. There are cars coming through and this is a police cordon. So let's just have another look at the tower and see where you are. I'm not being rude. I'll have to look at my phone just to see the messages as they come through. So look at that. That is quite a sight. 24-storey building completely destroyed. As I say, death toll we now know to be 17, with dozens of people missing and unaccounted for. Thank you very much for your questions and comments as they come through. Kathleen asks, is it still burning? I think it's fair to say that the fire for the most part has now gone out. There are still pockets of smoke appearing at various points, so it's still a very dangerous situation. This morning the fire service said that they believe the central structure of the block was intact, so they are slowly working their way through the floors. The upper floors obviously are the most challenging. Munir asks how many people have passed away. That toll is now 17, as I say, and expected to rise, I think it's fair to say. Vicky says, very sorry for seeing the loss of life. I think that's true of all of us, really, isn't it? Chadia asks, why no smoke alarms? Well, obviously today we got news that there will be a full public inquiry into what's happened, and I'm sure that will be one of the questions that's being asked. And various other messages of support. Thank you very much for your messages. Myra says, stay strong, London. Prayers and thoughts are with you, from Seattle. Claudio asks, how much has the fire affected the structure of the building, and will it end up collapsing? Well, as I say, this morning, all we know is that the authorities said that they believe the central structure of the building was still intact, so it is possible for them to work their way through the floors, and at the moment that doesn't seem like an immediate threat. Mason says, much love and prayers for all the people affected by this, and various other things coming on. I'm going to take you on a little journey from our position here to give you one other view of the tower. I'm just going to take you down the road. We'll get a little sense of the community that we're in. Let's just go for a little walk. It'll take a minute or two just to get there. I'll walk alongside Tony, our cameraman here. Let's just take you through the scene as we see it. Lots of people gathering to see. There's some media attention, obviously. And let's just take you down the street. Obviously, many of the roads here are now sealed off because there is some danger attached to the building, obviously. Let's just have a quick look. Here we see, many people looking for missing relatives and friends. And have a look at this. It says, have you seen Jessica Urbano missing from the Grenfell Tower fire? Jessica is 12 years old. Jessica is 12 years old, approximately 5 foot with brown eyes and long curly hair. That's what she looks like. There are phone numbers there, and obviously the details of the police phone lines on the BBC News website. Very poignant scenes, and many people reflecting on the death toll today as it continues to rise. So let's just walk on a little bit. Let's just come we'll come down the road. We'll walk as briskly as we can. Obviously lots of media interest here. Satellite trucks from broadcasters from all over the world. An extraordinary amount of media attention. Very diverse community. Some wealthy families alongside not so wealthy families, I think it's fair to say. Ethnically very diverse too. So as we walk, I'll just try and take some more of your questions and comments. Susan asked, why is there not a mandatory on sprinklers? Again, I think those kinds of questions are going to be in the public inquiry, and we'll see where that goes. As we come round the corner here, I think that's a fairly striking sight, really, for me, as we look at the destroyed building just to the bottom left there. I'm not sure if Tony can pick it up or you can see it on your screens, but you will see smoke coming from the building. Around the area too, not so much where we are now, but some small bits of debris carried by the breeze still coming from the building even now as it's completely destroyed. So very, very poignant scenes indeed. Let's walk on just a little bit. Let's just go a little bit over to our... Actually, maybe we'll stay here. I think it's probably a better vantage point to stay here. Aaron says, with such fire damage, should people be aware of possible collapse? Well, the whole area is cordoned off. We are some distance from the tower here, so I don't think that's an immediate problem for where we are. Kelly says, my soul hurts so much for all involved. Warmest healing thoughts to all of you from New York, USA. Andrea asked, do the police already know what was the cause of the fire? That, of course, will be the subject of the public inquiry announced that will proceed. In fact, at the news conference this morning, police and fire service saying that it was too early to say what the cause of the fire was and what enabled it to spread so quickly. Lots of talk about the cladding that was put on the building and whether that had some role in causing the fire to spread very quickly. But the police and fire service saying that it is too early to say what the cause of the fire was with any kind of certainty at all. Adrienne says, heartbreaking, how many people got out? Well, at this point it's just not possible to say because there are still many, many people missing and there's no defined figure. And it's not clear exactly how many people were in the building at the time, home to over 500 families it seems. 500 people it seems. So we shall see in due course, really. Nancy says, watching from Nashville, Tennessee and sending love and peace. Melissa says, prayers to all the victims and families. So heartbreaking. Louise, I'm from Ireland, sending love and prayers with all the victims and family. My heart goes out to you all. So just an extraordinary thing to look at, really. Let's see what else we can show you. Let's see where else we can go. It's just if I ask Tony just to pan around to my right, you'll see lots of media interest, obviously, in what's going on. A huge amount of global attention now focused on the disaster, and this area now at the centre of national and international attention over what's happened. Jenny says, are residents who live directly nearby allowed into their homes, sending love from Wisconsin? Well, there is some of the area that's sealed off, so people are not able to get into their own properties. Some people are allowed back into their houses, and many areas are accessible to some. So that's the situation here now. Can I ask you, sir, are you local? Are you from this area?
No.
Oh, okay, you're not around from here. Okay, that's fine, thank you. Let's just see if we can talk to a few people. Do you mind me asking, are you from here?
I'm a Londoner.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Okay.
I'm from every area.
Okay.
Can I assist you?
Yeah, no, I'm just curious to know what your thoughts are at this point. I mean, it's quite a striking sight, isn't it?
It's quite striking, and I tell you something, somebody's going to have to pay for this situation. The investigation into it is going to take quite a long time. But, I mean, what are we going to do? What can we do? You know, the people were told to stay inside their doors, close the door, put water on the door, and still they weren't able to get out. It makes you wonder. There's a lot of lives being lost. You know, there's a lot of people in pain and sorrow. And no amount of money, and no amount of keeping prayers and thoughts is bringing those people back. So the bottom line, somebody's got paying for this situation. Somebody's got to answer for this. Whether it's the builders that were doing the second cladding on the outside, or the original builders of the property, or the government. And it will have to end up at the government's footsteps, because the government is in charge of everything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's only them alone can bring you into the picture of what's taking place here.
Yeah. What do you make of it? I mean, we've seen not far from here the extraordinary kind of community response to what's happened. People donating clothes and blankets and food and everything else. What do you make of the way that people here have responded to what's happened?
That's how good these people are. They see these people are a family, right? And the people that are in the position of power, who have money, who can do something about this and help these people, are not donating no monies. They're sending their condolences and they're making their trips in here, but they don't want to see that. They want to be in here on hand, showing you getting involved, giving food to people who need food, giving clothes to clothes, but most and foremost, it's giving comfort for those who's lost loved ones. But you and I can't bring them back, right? But we can console them. Right? But at the end of the day, you know, the government got to answer for this. The buck stops at the government. You know, because this is a first world country. We expect this maybe in a third world country, but it's not there. You know, places like America, they've got all these things to run the building in case of a fire, so people can escape, can jump out and probably save their lives. But why is it not happening here in London? Yeah. England? Why is it not happening? It makes the people stop everything. People are angry because a lot of lives is gone that should have been saved. You know, the fire service and emergency service can only do so much. But again, they're human beings as well. So at the end of the day, somebody's got to answer for the questions, you know, what's going on, what people are asking, why, how come, it shouldn't have, you know, and at the end of the day, big man, only the government can give you the true answer, because they'll have to investigate it, and they can't lie no more, they can't hide anything, just like the Brexit and the general elections and all this sort of thing. They're going to have to get the people involved, and they're going to have to tell the people the truth, because people are fed up of being lied to. You know, they keep telling you one story today, and tomorrow they change the story. And therefore, you know, people will rebel. People are being peaceful and harming us now. A lot of them is hurting within, and that's what you can't see.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's just thank you. Let's ask Tony just to take another shot of the building itself, and let's see if there are more questions and comments that we can get through. Move this direction very slightly just to get away from the noise a little bit. Bijawa says, feeling sad, well done firefighters and well done to all the helpers. That's a sentiment that's been expressed many times. Extraordinary scenes of heroism amongst the fire service and other emergency services, the ambulance services and many others. Jane says, have they found out how it happened? Obviously that is going to be the subject of a lengthy investigation. this morning, fire service saying that it would take many weeks. Miana says, watching from Tehran, Iran, my deepest sympathy to all the victims, God bless. And Philip says, I would like to know why the residents didn't have their own smoke alarms. I think Philip is saying that many people did have their own smoke alarms, and they may have saved lives. Of course, we'll find that out hopefully as well. I think we'll probably wind it up there. We're running out of time. Just a couple more thoughts really. Anja says, why were there no proper escape stairs? Again, that's a question that will be asked in the inquiry. And Leslie, thank you very much for your question, Leslie. Leslie asked, is there anything that people need that is not being donated enough? That's a very good question. The truth is, as far as we can tell, that people here who've taken extraordinary amounts of donation are asking for storage and vans, transportation. That's what they need. They have a huge amount of clothing, blankets, equipment, all kinds of other things, but they really, really need storage and transportation to get that material to the people who need it most. So with that, I think we will leave it there. We'll leave you with the site of the building, and for now, more updates obviously on the BBC News Facebook page and obviously our website as well, through the day and beyond. No doubt this news will continue coming for a very long time, but for now we'll leave it there, and thank you for watching.